welcome back to the News from the Real World podcast. I'm Quinn.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jody.
And I'm starting it off this segment with a little Broadway response to the anti-gay propaganda in Russia. This is an editor pick from the fbomb.org, and it's posted by Julie Z, entitled "The Russian Broadway Community Responds to Russian Anti-Gay Propaganda Law." As you all know, Russia has introduced this anti-gay law that basically you can't put out anything that encourages homosexuality in youth, essentially. And it's, I think we all agree it's total BS. And the Broadway community agrees with us. So a bunch of them got together and put together this amusing but rather long sketch, 12-minute long sketch of a Russian Broadway
I really admired the mockumentary style.
As if there's like a Broadway in Russia, and they decide to put together this Broadway musical.
One night only, because they'll get shut down after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
when you guys are done watching podcast, I would recommend you kill 11 minutes. Watching.
It was
it's
quite
like a lot of big people were involved. Harvey Fierstein, Laura Benanti, Jonathan Groff, David Cromer, wonderful director, and they all give themselves like names like David Kromonovich, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Michael Cerveris plays Vladimir Putin in one segment. It's very cute. What did you guys think of it?
I thought it was hysterical, which I think is good because it's going to get more people to watch it and get this thing out there, which is kind of the whole point.
I thought it was so bad, it was great.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to be good is the best part. It's like, it was so awful and so great all at the same time.
I loved it. I did think it was a scoosh too long.
Yeah,
just for a sketch.
Yeah, for a sketch.
Cut 3 minutes off it, and I think you would have been good. Be in the 8-minute range.
I liked the name of the piece, Love and Punishment.
Yes.
I mean, I just love that. I just love that they did it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. I love the Google banner today.
I love that they got together and did
What's
this.
the Google banner to get today?
Go look at her Facebook page. It's her Facebook banner now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Tell us?
No, well, it's the, Google has done, these sports figures, like Google, like they do in their doodles.
Yeah.
And but they're all different colors, and the colors form a rainbow.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Awesome.
So I just love that Google is, sticking it to Vladimir Putin, and Broadway is sticking it to Vladimir Putin. And I
don't think he cares, though.
I don't think he cares.
No.
But you know what?
Yeah,
what is
but
this? Is
the rest of the world may.
This is show business, the business of entertainment, and shit, it's entertaining.
Yeah. Well, Erika Jackson says, first off, it is truly a shame that Russia decided to establish a repressive law based on fear and ignorance. Couldn't agree more, Erika. Second, why can't the Olympics focus on just sporting events instead of pushing political agendas? Finally, I'm glad Broadway was able to artistically craft an elegant middle finger at such a hypocritical government. There you go.
Well, if the
Olympics could very articulate. I liked that.
Yeah,
it'd be great if the Olympics could focus on the Olympics, but if you guys have seen that link going around of everything that's wrong in Sochi right now,
right?
You know what?
If you haven't, go check it out.
Is the Olympics ever just about the Olympics?
No, but it should be.
It should be.
The whole point of them is to bring the world together. And
it's about sport. It is about sport.
It's been a lot of fodder for Deadspin this week.
It's privately funded for that reason. It's just about sport. And sportsmanship, I should say.
Yes.
It's not just about, hey, I'm better than you. It's about, hey, let's compete together.
Yeah, let's bring people together. And it's turning into not that anymore.
It's been not that for quite a while, though.
Are you guys going to watch the Olympics?
You know what? If I had access to watch the Olympics, I would.
You live right in Shadyside. Every bar has it playing.
That's true. I guess that's true. I just don't have cable, on my... I don't have my TV hooked up to anything other than Netflix.
Well, you have to come over to Eleanor's and mine.
Okay, we'll watch the Olympics.
Yeah.
Can we watch figure skating?
Sure.
Not gonna lie, that's my fave.
I mean,
yes,
you can.
Definitely. We'll review it.
Moving on. There's a little show going on right now about the travel industry. I didn't know that it still existed.
This little show is about to close, which is a shame. It was a limited run, so it's okay. Off-Broadway comedy funded by travel industry. This is an editor pick from words are hard, Yahoo News by Beth J. Harpaz. It's a show that is sponsored by Jim Strong, who is kind of a bigwig in the travel industry, Viking, Holland America Cruise Lines, Travel and Leisure Magazine, and the Four Seasons hotel chain. And basically, this guy came up with this idea of, hey, let's write a musical theater piece, or a theater piece, and let's back it by the travel industry and write it about the travel industry, but let's actually make it a good show.
Yeah.
So he, teamed up with these producers and these writers and had other people write it and, said, like, this is kind of what I'm thinking, and everyone went out and they got all theatrical professionals to do this thing, but it's all based on the travel industry. The show is open to the public, but a couple of the performances have already been bought out by travel-related businesses. So it's a little bit of promotion, it's a little bit of awareness, it's a little bit of entertainment, and it's all rolled into one. There are 2 actors that perform over 30 roles, and I'm just going to give a little shout out right now. I was so excited to read this article because one of the 2 actors I worked with a few years back, and I'm so excited that he's working and involved in this because it's such a great thing. Yay, Tom Sesma.
But the what pulled me into the story right away is these 2 rival travel agents who used to be married. Like, that's what the story.
Those are the 2 characters that start,
so,
and then they play off each other.
They really did make it a legitimate theater piece, and what they're trying to combat is that the art of travel agency is a dying art with people, because people
don't even think it really exists.
Right, no, because with anybody with
and
anybody with an internet connection can be their own agent, right? So the idea is that no, there's a purpose for travel agents and seeking out counsel and experts, and that's the idea behind this music, and I think it's kind of a really cool thing. I really want to go see it.
Really?
It closes on the 9th.
I'm not gonna get to go see it, but I love to travel, and when I spent a year living in Europe, I was my own agent. Like,
Really?
Yeah. So,
Nice.
it's kind of a cool concept.
You have any comments there?
There were no comments on this article. I was very sad. I thought it was a really cool concept.
So, yeah, it's a cool
And it was
Now
this
you let us
little
down
short little
twice.
blurb. Oh, come on.
And I love, can we just say, I love that it was not a propaganda or one long infomercial. That's what he was.
That's what he was avoiding.
Yeah.
He
Avoiding
didn't want that
It
to
would
happen.
be an actual theater piece.
Yeah, which they definitely succeeded in.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, these weird necklaces. Tell us about these
Yes.
weird necklaces, Jody.
All right, so these intricate collars look like fish bones. Are
They
actually
do.
They do. They really do.
Are actually 3D printed. Student pick from Gizmodo.com.
Gizmodo.
Gizmodo.
I love the Gizmodo.
Oh, spell
art.
check.
Spell check. I copied and pasted.
I know. That's my fault.
Okay.
Yeah.
By Jordan Cushions. So basically, there's this 1.5 minute video of her computer drafting this image and then taking it through a program where it repeats itself, and then she drags it into a shape and it makes these
the
cool.
initial image was like a squid.
Yeah,
in
it was a
water.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool to watch the little animated go by. Anyway, so typical response from the people watching this video is, "This is awesome. This is great."
It's really cute.
And it was really cool. It makes me go, "Oh, I wish I could do that."
Like cool costume pieces.
Yeah, I was
Really
trying
cool
to think of an
show.
application.
I'd love to
for
use
it.
that.
Yeah, but how
Yeah.
comfortable would that be to wear?
Not very. It's
Well,
plastic.
yeah, no, it'd be costuming.
Yeah, but I feel so.
I think one of the interesting things was they must have done it around a mannequin because they had a human form in the computer program
That's
that they were
true.
drawing
Yeah.
around, but they didn't fit the form of the models that wore them. So if you could 3D scan the person who's going to wear it into the computer program, then it could perfectly fit to the shape of your collarbone, your shoulders. I think it would be really interesting. I think that'd be cool.
Not very much room for understudies though, Jess. If you have something to fit this
We'll just
one
make
person-
one for everyone in the show. It'll be fine.
This is not very cost effective, Jess.
Got any comments
Who
for
said
us?
costume?
Yeah, I do have some comments. So Keith Kelly says, "This is what I believe is the proper use of a 3D printer. A 3D printer
Yeah.
should be only used if you need something to make that you can't make by hand, or you need to mass produce an object that needs to be identical. Some people abuse the 3D printer and don't utilize it to its full potential. What a fabulous work of art, and only more is going to come from here." I couldn't agree
Use
more,
your-
Mr.
You're
Kelly.
a naughty 3D printer.
Well, I mean, I totally see his point, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, I feel
I
like
don't know if this is exactly what 3D printers were intended for.
No, but I think
But
But I think
Good
it's a
use.
good use of them.
Totally.
totally. Could you do that thing by hand?
You'd be surprised. I could not. Someone else in the world, I'm sure could.
Well, apparently the world's getting a lot noisier.
The world is getting a lot
Jess,
noisier, man.
Tell us about it.
How noiseescapes are affecting us. This is a student pick from connecttomedia&entertainment.com by Justin O'Connor. This article was saying how the noise of our environments is increasing drastically, and it's negatively affecting our worker satisfaction, classroom learning, and healthcare effectiveness. And all of these offices were made with all these open floor plans and, like
Thinking it
cubbies
would
and
make
cubicles.
for more collaborative working
Exactly, and
environment.
people would.
But you would save
But
space
it's-
and money.
But it's
And-
just upping stress because of the noise levels.
Exactly. There's a higher level of distraction, which creates a higher stress level, which then makes people less likely to collaborate. So the whole point was to get people to collaborate, and it's backfiring
Yeah.
on them. In educational settings, I found this really interesting.
Yeah.
The article said in educational settings, the rooms, the way they were designed, they're so reverberant, sound just bounces right back at you.
Yeah.
Huh.
That children and students are struggling to learn because they're struggling to hear
Oh,
over the
yeah.
sound of the echoes that are going on in the room.
Yeah, and that too is upping stress levels in students.
Yeah.
They did actually, kind of off topic slightly, but there's a couple schools in the Bay Area where the entire school does like 5-10 minutes of meditation a day, and apparently that test scores have gone way up
Love some
in those
silence during
schools.
the
Yeah,
day.
just having those minutes of silence. Yeah.
Another one they
Yeah.
pointed out was hospitals and patients exposed to better acoustics have shorter recovery times and tend to use less pain medication, which I thought was really interesting. I never would have put those correlations together.
Excuse me.
It makes
That
sense.
totally makes
It makes
sense,
sense when
yeah.
you think about it.
Completely.
I just never would have thought about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that noise, it's distracting, it's bad for our health.
Not good.
Not good.
What did the students have to say?
Well, Simone Zwarin said, this article is kind of pointing out the obvious. If it's noisy, you won't get work done and your health may be impaired. 33 will always be the example of people not getting work done in an open environment. The more people you pack into that small space, the worse it is.
I don't see how people can do work in like the lobby in Purnell for
Oh.
that very reason, or even up on the second floor ring.
That's why I
there.
always have headphones in. Even in
Yeah.
StuTech, when we're all just
Yeah.
quiet sitting in
Still
StuTech,
not
there's so much ambient noise. You
Still
right
not
next to the
quite
shop.
got headphones in. It blocks a lot of it out.
blocks the noise
It
scape
does.
out and creates a focus.
Your own,
Yeah.
I buy that.
So at least I'm blocking out that unhealthy noise scape and creating my own that works for me.
Well,
That's
there
true.
you have it. That ends this week. The news from the Real World Podcast. Try not to miss us too hard. Seeing you. I'm Quinn.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jody.
Join us next week. You'll be in our thoughts. I hope we're in yours. Oh.
Eleanor, you're missing out on all the fun.